Recently, it seems like all WWE can do is make headlines for the wrong reasons. A couple of weeks ago, they released their Netflix documentary series Unreal, which had fans debating the importance of kayfabe, the act of presenting everything that happens inside and outside the ring as being authentic and real, essentially creating the illusion necessary for wrestling to work. About a week later, there was an uproar from some fans about the rehiring of Brock Lesnar. Then WWE announced their upcoming partnership with ESPN in 2026. An announcement that was met with outrage since it appeared that it was now going to cost $30 more a month to enjoy WWE's PLEs. It has since come out that this was just a poor job by both companies' marketing departments, and that most people probably won't have to pay more if they already have things like cable or satellite. But the latest news making headlines this weekend is the departure of Karrion Kross and Scarlett from the company. This may be the biggest misstep WWE has made yet, because not only are both Kross and Scarlett talented workers, but because WWE has created potential problems for themselves in the future, because now Kross is the alternative. Since the two, now former WWE superstars, were moved to the alumni section of WWE.com, people have been discussing whether or not them leaving is a work or a shoot. For those who don't know, work and shoot are wrestling terms that describe whether or not something is really happening, or if what is going on is part of a storyline and only appears to be real. A shoot is when things for one reason or another go from the usual scripted nature of wrestling to being real. For example, things like the Montreal Screwjob, or more recently, the interaction between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair before WrestleMania. A work is when things are presented as real, more unscripted than usual to help heighten the drama. Probably one of the most famous works is Jerry Lawler and Andy Kaufman's feud, another being CM Punk's pipe-bomb. As of right now, Karrion Kross and Scarlett appear to no longer be employed by WWE. They've both made comments supporting this idea and have given contact information for people who wish to book them. So it seems like this is all real and not a work. However, there are many things that make it hard for people to believe this. The fact that Kross just had a match with Sami Zayn at last week's SummerSlam is one of these points. Normally, if WWE has not re-signed someone, they keep them off TV so that they aren't getting the benefit, the rub, if you will, of just being on WWE TV before showing up in a different company. In this case, is the opposite. Not only did Kross just have a match at SummerSlam, but he has been on Raw more often during this last feud with Sami Zayn. Although Kross lost to Zayn, which would follow the wrestling tradition of losing on your way out, WWE mentioned Kross's new book, Life is Fighting, on TV last week, which adds some ambiguity to the situation. Probably the main reason most people think this might be a work is because it just doesn't make sense that someone with the talent and ability of Kross would be let go, especially when he was just starting to receive more and more support from the fans and was moving more merchandise, a factor that is oftentimes more important to higher-ups than what actually is happening on TV. And it is this last reason that may cause WWE headaches in the future. More and more people recently have been seeing the potential in Karrion Kross, and that's not just something that goes away. The fact that "We Want Kross" chants and posters telling WWE to push Kross have been showing up more frequently on WWE programming only compounds the problem for them. It is reminiscent of the CM Punk chants from 10 years ago, or the momentum that helped make Daniel Bryan a star in WWE. If this is not a work, the best case scenario for WWE is that some other company sees the potential in Kross too and offers him a job right away, because if not, these chants may just keep growing and Karrion Kross becomes the alternative. What do I mean by the alternative? I mean that unless WWE finds something that the fans can get behind just as much as they have for Kross, then the conversation will always be, they could be doing this with Kross. Karrion Kross would be a better champion, etc. He will become the better option than whatever WWE is presenting. The what could have been. And given the highly disappointing John Cena heel turn and the crowning of safe, somewhat boring world champions on both brands, It doesn't seem like WWE has anything to combat these what-ifs right now. And although the Royal Rumble is many months away, if this movement keeps growing, it will only be amplified by that event. If Kross and Scarlett are not employed somewhere else by the time of the Rumble, everyone will be expecting Kross to be a surprise entrant. Not only that, whoever wins will be subjected to comparisons with Kross by his fans. This is especially the case if rumors are true and it turns out to be Sami Zayn. Just as Kross has been gaining support online, Zayn has been getting more and more scrutiny. People feel like he's being overpushed and has just been coasting off of his bloodline days. If you couldn't tell from this video, I'm a Karrion Kross fan, have been for a long time, so I am hoping he will be back. It just doesn't make sense for a guy gaining momentum, in a way that Paul Heyman compared to Stone Cold Steve Austin, to be let go. And for me the timing seems odd and lends credence to this all being a work. Kross has a book come out, and then does not have his contract get renewed, giving him extra time to go around and promote his book. That's weird. So while I am hoping this is all a work, who knows, perhaps Kross and Scarlett are ready to explore other things in life, such as acting, although their comments do not make it seem like that is the case. It will be interesting to see what the fans' response is like in the coming weeks on TV. Will the calls for Kross grow or disappear? Who knows? But if they do not go away, and this is not a work, WWE may have a problem on its hands. What do you think? Is this a work or a shoot? Would you like to see Karrion Kross and Scarlett come back to the WWE? Let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.